I should point out that I'm an ag economist, and so what I'm most interested in is what does this say about cost and returns and profit, and so that's what I hope to look at.
Sure. Even though public speaking is not my favorite thing, I get the best honor here tonight. As we closed out last year, we had honored 3 gentlemen that had done so much for UAM and had a fabulous night, and just, you know, seeing friends and getting back together. It was evident and unanimous that this year it was time to put the spotlight on Dr. Kelly Bryant. It was time to honor our friend. I feel very fortunate that I got to see Dr. Bryant's entire career, because as I started in UAM in 1992, it was when he started, joined the faculty there. And he was part of the faculty there till he became the Dean of Ag and Director of CREC from 2004 to 2018.
Every year about this time we get an email to all faculty, staff, and students reminding us that there's no deer hunting on campus. And this is the reason. Partly our part of the state's just a deer hunting capital as it is, but with this many pine trees bordering this many pastures, and then with Greg planting ryegrass for them anyway, and no hunting pressure, the deer population really gets sizable, and there's some trophy bucks out in there.
I can remember one of the first classes that Dr. Bryant taught was a farm management class, and I had the privilege of being in his class. And you never know how a new professor is going to be, so we didn't know how serious he was going to be. So he comes in, and most of us had a ball cap or a cowboy hat on in those days. And he strolls in, had that big smile on. He said, "In the South, we gentlemen take our hat off when we're seated inside." And we look around and think, is this guy serious? Yeah, he was serious. So it's just put that hat on the floor, you know. And you didn't know if it was going to be that way with him or not, but it wasn't but just a few weeks after that, we were having one of the Ag Club get-togethers, say. I think Dr. Francis called them parties, but you know how he is. We were having one of those parties, and Dr. Kirst and Dr. Francis were pretty used to what went on there, and pretty tolerant anyway. And you know, Dr. Bryant shows up, and you never know how's he going to take this. This guy gets the guitar out and sits there on the tailgate and just sings along with everybody, taking requests, life of the party. He was UAM Ag Gold from that day on. We would have picked him up, hauled him anywhere with us if he'd have went with us from then on. I mean, he was that guy. As I graduated and moved on, and I had 2 or 3 jobs in agriculture, you know, I'd had some job changes due to downsizes, company buyouts, different things. I'd moved out of the agriculture field and taken a job as a sales rep with a boat company. And Dr. Bryant calls me one day and he says, "I want you to come talk to my senior seminar class." And I said, "Somebody's canceled on him evidently." Gotta be. So I'm thinking I'm on short notice, you know. I said, "Okay, when do you need me?" And he said, "You pick the week." I said, "Doc, why me? I'm not in ag anymore." He said, "How did you get where you are?" I said, "Well, I just kept working hard, looking for opportunities. I didn't give up. I learned how to learn at UAM." He said, "I want you to come talk about that." And that was Dr. Bryant. He was always looking at the big picture. He was always teaching the life lessons. He saw the big picture and he taught the life lessons. He was not only a teacher of all things agriculture, he was a teacher of life lessons. He taught class and character, leadership and poise. He taught how to be that Southern gentleman and a Christian family man. And he taught these things in the best way. He taught them by example. It is my honor tonight to present the Bryant family a plaque from the UAM Agri-Alumni Society in honor of our friend, Dr. Kelly J. Bryant.
when we had our meeting after last year's event, I believe it was Rusty that spoke up, Rusty Jones, our rodeo coach. First thing that said next year's got to be Doc's year. And that's what he was known as, was Doc. We had to get used to people calling the house back when we had a landline before cell phones for you young people. And mom or whoever would answer and they'd say, is Doc there? Like, who's Doc? And that was the UAM culture that I still use today, is Doc there. And, he loved this program. He loved this department. It really was everything to him, outside of his family and outside of his faith. As Bill said, I've had a lot of people I've talked with that had faith-based conversations with him, faculty and students, and they enjoyed it. They loved it, and he did too. I can tell you right now. He thoroughly enjoyed the openness that this department had with faculty and students. And, he loved hosting those senior dinners at the house. Many of you in here, I was talking with Brett McKeever earlier last year. Brett knew who I was, but I didn't know who Brett was. And a lot of you know me, and I may not know you because I was about this tall when we came here. And but talked to Joey D earlier, and he was one of the guys that I remember from the very beginning. And so a lot of you have made a big influence on my life. And my family's life. And you mean a lot to us. And I was thinking about what to say tonight in place of him, and you can't. The two things I think he would leave you with is the thing I think he would leave you with is keep your priorities in line. Number one, keep God first. Number two, keep your family second. Everything else is window dressing. Thanks.